Just so good. G'day adventurers, Brett here. I am on a hike today, Mount Cooke Summit Trail, which is only about 5k's long, but because it's a mountain, takes a fair bit. So it's supposed to take about 2 hours. Might take me a little bit longer, but I'll update you later on. It's Mount Cooke is 582 meters tall. It's the tallest point of the Darling Range and the tallest point of the Bibbulmun Track as well, which is pretty cool. It's a granite mountain. Apparently there's some hidden caves and stuff like that, so hopefully I can find them and explore them. They probably won't be too big, but you never know. Yeah, well, we've parked up just off Albany Highway, about half an hour south of Armadale, so it's not too far away. There's also a loop track here, which if I have time I might do as well, but we'll see. We'll do the most fun one first, just in case I don't have the time today. But anyway, let's go do it. Mount Cooke Summit Trail. Can't wait to see the views. Can't believe I haven't done this before. Driven past it 100 bloody times. Anyway, we're not far in, maybe not even a K, but stopped at a spot that is marked on the All Trails app. Shout out to All Trails, bloody great app. I got the paid version so you can download the maps and work offline, but the free version is pretty bloody good too. Anyway, it's marked on maps there as rock formation. Big rocky outcrop. There's a couple up on the hill as well, up on the mountain on the side facing down towards where I was. So I got the drone up and I saw an eagle, but I don't know if I captured it on the drone. I saw it with my eyes. Couldn't see it on the phone for the drone, but here's hoping. Anyway, let's carry on. This would be very cool when the creek is flowing. Everything's better with water. This is actually really, really insanely steep, hey? It just keeps getting steeper and steeper. But the view keeps getting better and better. So I think it makes it worth it. just jumped off a little side trail because I could see a little cave, but it was that very little. It's just started to rain. It was forecast for a little bit, but only like a mil or two. So I'll chuck the camera away, keep the microphone dry, and I'll get back to you shortly. Oh wow, that's cool. Very strange, the shapes in the rock there, like they're almost perfectly round. They're all over the place too. Rob would be shitting himself. He doesn't like caves like this. He's always worried they're gonna collapse in on him. Stress less, Rob. In this cave also was a logbook. So I'm just gonna have a look at what other people have written. This is a wonderful place. I always forget to bring stickers and stuff. Get out there and do it stickers. I should really bring them, and people have written in this book out of order. There's some Arabic. That's pretty cool. This logbook dates, there's two in here. This first one dates back to like 2007, which is really, really cool. So I'm going to clip that back up, leave my little cave, which is a pretty bloody awesome spot for a trail logbook. Climb back out and go back on the trail, otherwise I'll never get it done. And that's why you go down side trails, ladies and gentlemen, because I would never have, I mean, there was a cool rock there, so I was going to see the rock, but you never know what you're going to find down little side trails. Absolutely epic views up here, which you would expect being on the side of a mountain, but nevertheless, still bloody awesome. It's flattened right out now, which means we're probably just about at the tallest peak, tallest point. Apparently there's a monument up here, but looking at it, I might actually have to go over to the next peak. If anyone's done Sullivan Rock, Mount Randall, Mount Vincent, Mount Cuthbert, and haven't done Mount Cooke, this reminds me very much of that area, the Three Mountains Trail. And we've got one more little saddle to hike before the peak, which is apparently where there's a monument, which I assume just tells you that you are at the top, highest point of the Darling Range. So being the saddle, you can see the awesome view here. Oh, a big burn over there, prescribed burn. I did check after the mishap of the last hike, the triple solo with Rob and Roxy, and being on the saddle, you get the view of the other side of the mountain. Which is almost as spectacular, bar the mining scarring you can see off in the distance. But as we've discussed previously on trails, I think mainly the Oakley Dam video, I'll chuck that video up here because it's one of my favorites. Mining is a necessary evil, and the mining companies do a pretty bang up job of making sure all the local animals are looked after, when they do clear it, they either talk to somebody who worked for a company that remove or relocate animals from native animals from those areas and relocate them nearby, so they're not put out too much and they have a new home. And then the mining companies also do a lot of and spend a lot of money, do a lot of work on revegetation to all the areas that they clear, so that in the future there is just as much bushland as there used to be. Obviously that will take time, but that's just the way it is. Anyway, enough from me. Let's get on with this saddle hike and onto the next peak.
With the cost of losing yourself. You sit there all alone, wishing we were known, trying to find a home in the palm of our hand. Think it's time to wake up from the world we made up. No better time than now to begin. A picture's only worth a couple thousand words, and that's the only thing it'll ever be. And when it's up and gone, I'll hold it in a song and try to make it feel like it used to be. Can we trace it back to the moments past? I'll give anything for that feeling. 'Cause a picture's only worth a couple thousand words, and all they really want is the real thing. The real thing. I don't wanna miss the beauty that exists right here in the midst of the moment we're in. Wonders all around us are open invitations, waiting for the willing to take it all in. A picture's only worth a couple thousand words.
There's a campfire. I'll zoom in just on that flat rock. Perfect little spot for a camp spot. If you get the right wind, that would be absolutely epic spot to, you could probably see a bit of the sunset too. Stay there the night. Whoo-wee. That would be cool. All Trails has me right at the peak now, so I'm just having a little look around for the monument, which is conveniently marked on there, and I think this is it. So people have put up a lot of rocks in one spot. That must be it. My wife would love this. Absolutely hates these rock cans. Doesn't see the point. Well, look, it's a cool spot. There's some rocks. There's the monument, but the actual end to this trail is a wee bit. Obviously, this is the top, right at the top of the tallest peak of Mount Cooke and the Darling Range, but the last peak was much cooler. Obviously, this is the top. It is what it is, but if you're not really bothered about that monument, walking this last half a kilometre is it was a little bit boring compared to the rest of the trail. It's flat. It's just good to get your breath back before you go down all those steep hills. But yeah, you could probably stop at the last peak, which was very, very cool. Heaps of views on both sides, whereas here you don't have that. And at the last peak there was also like caves and a whole heap of little side trails to go explore. So if you're coming out, me personally, I would stop there. And yeah, call it a day there. There's lots to explore, and I haven't actually looked, and Ben will be very disappointed that I haven't looked to see if there's a geocache, but I bet you there is. If there is a geocache up here, I will mention that. I'll put it on the screen now, but I won't tell you where it is, obviously, because that's your job. If you want to come look for it, You can find it. I don't have the app. I generally only do the geocaches when Ben's here. So Ben will have to come with me next time. All right, it's time to go back to the start. And I'm gonna do it pretty quick, I think. Not too much stopping. I've stopped everywhere I need to stop. And I'll just try and get back quick because I think I want to do the Mount Cooke's loop trail as well while I'm out here, instead of having to come out again. So, all right, let's go. I absolutely love these rock scrambly sections like I've just walked through. I'll probably speed that up and just stop on the cooler bits, but wow, love it. So much of it here. Absolutely epic. What a climb. Okay, while I'm on a relatively flat bit, I will just say, if you're going to come out here, I would wear, at the very minimum, really good runners. I would recommend proper hiking boots up the ankle. I would recommend ankle support. Like, that's what I've worn today. I'm not going to recommend anything less than that. You will not regret buying them either if you don't have them. But I could probably do this in my good runners with good grip. So if you're very experienced and you do it a lot, you could probably get away with it, but you probably also already have hiking boots, so wear them. Look at that. What an absolutely epic view. All right, adventurers, I'm back at the car. All Trails has me at just over 1 hour and 40. That includes farting around, exploring, flying the drones, running backwards and forwards to cameras. So you can it's definitely doable in under 2 hours. I did hightail it back in the second half on the way back down the hill. I was going pretty quick, but just be careful if you're gonna do that. A bit silly. But that's Mount Cooke, not far from Perth, well worth it. Only 5Ks. All Trails, like I said, has me at 5.5 because I go off trail all the time, and well, you've seen it. It's worth it, I think. Prove me wrong. Anyway, thanks heaps for joining us, adventurers. Check us out on Spotify. Check out our podcast. Check out our Facebook and Instagram, where there's weekly updates, what we're doing, reminders of new videos, and Spotify for the podcast, which I've probably already said. But yeah, Mount Cooke, off to the next adventure.